Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 2021 Winter and Fall 2 Athletic Awards Ceremony. My name is Dan Statmiller. I'm the Director of Athletics here at Jordan Elbridge Central Schools. This past season is certainly one we will never forget. Just as it looked like high-risk sports would be left out this year, we got notice that they could start with just 1 week's planning time. Typically, we plan a season months in advance, so to say that we pulled this off successfully is a huge testament to our coaches, staff, students, and parents. I would like to take some time now to acknowledge all the people behind the scenes who helped make all of this happen. Within our athletic office, I would like to thank our athletic office secretary, Mrs. Simmons, for her commitment towards our athletic programs. She has worked alongside me all winter and fall too to make sure things were ironed out and that things ran smoothly and held down the office while I was at the Jedi's building. I would also like to thank the coaches. Today's high school athletics are more competitive and challenging than ever, and now we are operating it during a global pandemic and maintaining a safe environment for kids during COVID. Our coaches are putting in time to make our athletic programs here at JE competitive. Part of our JE vision and values is exceeding expectations, and our coaching staff certainly did just that this season. I can proudly say that through these 2 seasons, we had 0 evidence of sports-related COVID transmission. My appreciation also goes out to Director of Facilities Vinnie Smith and the grounds crew and maintenance staff. They take tremendous amounts of pride in their work. I can't count the number of compliments we receive on how nice our facilities always look. In addition to their normal role, Vinnie's maintenance crew has had to sanitize even more surfaces and areas than previously before. We really appreciate your efforts in keeping our kids safe. I would like to thank Diane Miano, head of transportation, and all the bus drivers for their commitment to transporting our student athletes. It's been a challenge with having a limited number of drivers in addition to a limited number of spots on the bus for student athletes. I'm proud to say that we made every trip that we had scheduled, and she worked tirelessly to get our kids to their contests. Rebecca DeMario, our athletic trainer here for athletic programs at Jordan Elbridge. Becca has gone above and beyond this year, overseeing our COVID testing and daily screening protocols, in addition to her normal responsibilities. She's been a huge part of making these seasons successful. I'd also like to thank both our high school nurse, Heather Clark, and middle school nurse, Jessica Strong, for helping out with our testing each week and going into Family ID and approving all of our students in a quick and timely manner so that they can participate. I'd like to thank our Sports Boosters program for their continued support of our athletic programs. At this point, Sports Boosters is in definite jeopardy of being able to continue. We are down to very few members left, as many of our volunteers' kids have come and gone, and without volunteers to help run it, it could fold. Sports Boosters provides many extra supports to our programs and families in need. They supply funds for our end of the year senior banners and plaques, as well as all league awards and so much more. Please consider being a part of Sports Boosters and reach out to me if you are willing to help save the program. Lastly, I'd like to thank our Board of Education, Superintendent of Schools, Jim Ferrario, Middle School Principal Dave Schaefer, and High School Principal Mark Schermerhorn for all their support during these challenging times. They've had to step up and be at more events as we pack things in fast and furious these 2 seasons. It is truly an honor to work with so many awesome individuals. At this time, I want to turn it over to our coaches who will highlight their seasons and present their end of the year trophies. Again, we'll be going through our winter varsity sports, followed by our fall 2 varsity sports. So without further ado, let's get the evening started with our coaches.
Hi everyone, my name is Leslie Ahern. I'm the girls varsity basketball coach for 2021. This is my 8th year coaching girls varsity basketball. It is absolutely a passion of mine. I love to work with the girls. I love to see them from the start to the finish and the improvements they make throughout the year. I'm going to go through my slideshow with you and go through each slide and let you know a little bit about how the season went. As you can see, our record was 4-8 this season. We were only able to get 12 games in, but we are very thankful to get those 12 games. Our team this year was a New York State athletic scholar team. That means 75% of our players had a GPA of 90% or higher. So that is a great accolade. I'm very proud of each and every one of you. Our statistical leaders for this year, as you can see, They were, kind of varied across the board. And let me move this around here so you can see everything. Our scoring leaders were Abigail Ahern with 9.6 points per game. Our rebounding leader was Gabriella Smart with 11.1 rebounds per game. Our steals were 2.8 by Abigail Ahern, and our assist leader was Kyler Langhorn with 1.3, as well as our free throw percentage at 75% for game situations with Kyler Langhorn. The rest of the statistics you can scan through and check out, but we had a great season. We had a lot of contributors. We had a lot of people that came off the bench and put their spin on the ball and always participated to the best of their ability. Heart and hustle was our slogan for the year. We knew that if we put our heart into every game that we could come out with a victory. And the ones that were really close, it wasn't for lack of heart or lack of hustle, because when our team decided to play, we went out and played with every bit of heart and hustle on the court as we possibly could. Our team scoring this year, we averaged 40.3 points per game. We had a team free throw shooting of 51%. I keep track of all of our free throws in practice. Each practice, we take between 5 and 20 free throws, and I keep track of them. And on average for our team, we shot 50% in practice free throws, which directly translates to our game free throw situation, which we shot a total of 51%. We were 96 of 190 free throws for the year. We had 4 games that were within 8 points, and all games that we could have won, if we just gave that little extra. But we were right there, we were fighting, and our girls never gave up, and I'm very proud of each and every one of them for that. We had some all-league awards this year. Our all-league awards are chosen by the coaches in our league. We were nominated 2 players, Kyler Langhorn and Abigail Ahern, for our second team all-league. An honorable mention was Gabriella Smart and Ava Hildebrandt, also got recognized for all league awards. Our team awards, we have 2 team awards. I did a most improved player and a most valuable player. My most valuable player was a player that we depended on from the beginning. She was a senior. She was a person that loves the game of basketball, and she was the go-to person on the court a lot of the time. My most valuable player this year for 2021 goes to Kyler Langhorn. My most improved player, that is a player that never gave up. She came in every practice. She always wanted to get better. She always worked to succeed in the game time. She pushed herself to play and to improve on a daily basis. She always strived for more. She was a player that as a senior came out and hasn't played in several years, and she came out and she proved herself on the court, and she worked really hard. She earned herself some starting positions through her practice performance, and she was very deserving of my most improved player for 2021. So congratulations to both of these members, Clara and Kyler. My seniors, I just want to thank you for all the hard work. We weren't sure if we were going to have a season this year. We didn't know if, COVID was going to take us out or if we were going to be able to play. And I know there was a lot of restrictions and the masks were difficult, but everybody overcame and everybody succeeded. And Kyler, Clara, Jazzy, and Lizzie all had an opportunity to experience varsity basketball as seniors, and you guys all deserved it, and you all did great, and I appreciate everything you did. So thank you. All the support, hard work, and dedication through all the parents, through the administration, it doesn't go unnoticed. Everybody has to do their part, and when everybody does their part, things start clicking and we start winning. And I love to see the progress throughout the year, and your hard work and your dedication is what is going to win games. So thank you for all that. For this summer, I would like to do some open gym situations. I know that time is tight, so what I will try to do is an open gym once a week where we're going to get some scrimmages, some teams coming in from around here, and we're going to do a 1-hour scrimmage and a 1-hour skill development. One day a week is all that I'm going to ask of the kids. And I hope that, the parents and the students are willing to participate, because where the most improvement happens is in the off season. The in season, it's a lot of times it's for, the plays and getting ready for the particular team and being very decisive on the offenses and defense based on the team we're playing. But in the off season, it's all about the skill development. It's all about getting the kids ready, getting used to handling the ball, getting used to pressure, taking free throws, taking pressure shots. And these are all things that we can work on all throughout the summer. So I hope to see many of you throughout the summer, at least once a week. And depending on the interest, we can increase it if we need to. So overall, again, we had a great season. I look for improvement. I look to get, better each and every year. And I thank everyone for their involvement and for all of the participation from the kids and their willingness to give it all. It doesn't go unnoticed. I appreciate all of you, and I hope that I will see most of you during the summer. Have a great year, and thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Ryan Brown, the boys varsity basketball coach at Jordan Elbridge. I first want to start off by taking time to say thank you to the parents, the players, the custodial staff, teachers, nurses, the administration, Mr. Stadmiller and Miss Simmons, Becca and Coach Avery, for giving us the opportunity to have a successful season. For our season, it was very unique, as everyone knows. We only played 10 games. We didn't have a lot of preparation time. No off season, so it made it a little bit difficult. However, this year's group continued a legacy of hard work, character. We enjoyed every minute together, even though we had the obstacles. Our team ended up 5-5, a pretty solid record. We had 2 losses, one being by 1 point, one being by 4 points. We were able to redeem ourselves against Phoenix at our second senior night, outscoring them by almost 30 points. We beat Salve both games, which is a league team, so it's always important to get league wins. And we battled every single second of each and every game. Our team, I can't say enough about our team. Every kid came every day working hard. They're committed, dedicated, great group of kids, great students. They work hard in both the classroom, in the community. I don't know of any events I've been to as a volunteer where I haven't seen my players there, or they've reached out and asked if they could volunteer in the community. We've persevered just like everyone else through many obstacles, be it injuries, difficult times in school, whatever we needed to do. We were able to come to practice, work hard, and push through as a team and work together. Seniors, I can't say enough about you guys. You're just a great group of kids. We've all watched you guys since you were young in the youth programs all the way up through. I know you spent a lot of time doing basketball. Your parents were actively involved both academically and athletically, and you're just a great bunch of kids. I don't think I've ever seen a group volunteer as much as you did, and be able to help out in your community, be good students, and obviously be good basketball players. This year's team's awards, I usually do a offensive MVP and a defensive MVP. This year I selected to go with 2 MVPs on the offensive end because the stats were very comparable. Mitchell Holt and Tyler Waldron are the co-MVPs. They both led us on the offensive end, be it rebounding, scoring. The other coaches had to work hard to figure out how to stop them. This year's defense award, I switched up a little bit, called it the Eagle Award. It goes to Wade Brunell. Wade played 4 offensive positions for us on the fly. His first year in varsity. Defensively, we used him at every position, be it guard one of the kids or one of the quicker kids. We used him all the way around. He did it with success each and every night, very consistent. This year, the league voted in our pod, first team, second team, honorable mention. Tyler received first team, Mitchell received second team, and Wade received honorable mention, all well-deserving and worked very hard from beginning to end. Thank you. Have a nice night.
Hi, I'm Coach Wynn. I'm the varsity wrestling head coach for Jordan Elbridge. It's my 3rd year with the program, a year as assistant coach, and then 2 years as the assistant or head coach with Kurt. This year I had 2 assistants, Coach Green and Coach Butler. and I'm just kind of go over what we went through this season. This season was a very unique season for all of us. All sports, I'm sure, felt the same thing. But first and foremost, I have to explain how ecstatic we were to have our season given back to us. Felt like Christmas morning, February 1st, when we got back into the room. Everybody was excited. You felt the energy in the room, and it was awesome. We had a 6-week season, 4 weeks of practice, 2 weeks of competition. We kind of put it that way: 4 weeks of wrestling practices. That way we can kind of train all of our technique and skills that we needed. There's a lot to wrestling, and these guys had a break for over 10 months. There's a lot of rust that we had to knock off, and we wanted to make sure we had 4 weeks of dedicated practices to skills and techniques. That way, when we got to the competition part, we got as much rust as we could off, and these guys were performing at their best of their abilities. We finished the season with 10 wrestlers, 10 solid group of hardworking young men who day in and day out just came in getting better every day. Just fueled me up every day just to get in there and help them become better athletes. It's just really good the whole season. Our competitions were a bit different. We didn't really keep track of team scores. We didn't weigh the guys in. We didn't match them up. It's kind of set up like a modified match where we just kind of said, hey, what do you weigh? Are you guys close enough? We just kind of let them wrestle each other, trying to give the kids as most matches as possible. We only were able to wrestle 2 other schools, ourselves and Onondaga, and then the Fabius Tully Lafayette combo. So a lot of our guys ended up competing against the same guys multiple times. We were just doing the best we could with the situation, getting these guys as much competition as possible. So it was a little different. We didn't really keep track of records or team scores and all that other stuff, but we did what we could, and it still went pretty well. And then I just want to talk a little about our team. We had a little bit of a team motto coming to the season. We knew that we were on thin ice, and it could be taken away from us very easily. So our motto here was, we want to do the right thing, even when it's not the easiest thing to do. I asked all of us to make sacrifices, including myself, for 6 weeks, a month and a half, staying inside. They're not staying inside, but doing the right things to make sure we're not getting COVID or potential scares. Avoiding social activities or going out in public, wearing your mask appropriately wherever you are. It's just 6 weeks of dedicated sacrifices so we can continue what we're doing what we love, which is wrestling. Everybody bought in, and we didn't have any issues whatsoever. And it just went to help us out. And we went this whole season without any issues. We didn't end up merging with Port Byron this year. They ended up not doing a varsity winter athletics program, but we still ended up stealing their coach. Coach Green was in the room with us, and amazing technicians and lots of skills in his arsenal, and he really helped our guys elevate their wrestling to the next level. But we also merged with Cato this year. With Coach Butler, and they brought over two guys, Jack Lamson and Bryce Mahoney, two young men, extremely skilled and gifted in the sport, and work really hard on it. And it was a pleasure to have them in the room. Not sure what's going to happen next year, but having Bryce and Jack in the room as well as Coach Butler really helped out our team a lot. So it was great to have them, and they're more than welcome to keep working out with us in the summer and everything else. We notched some great victories. We didn't keep track of team scores, but we did wrestle a lot of matches. And some of our guys got some big wins this year over state place finishers. And we also learned some great lessons, right? I always tell the guys it's win and learn. What lessons can we learn from our losses, and what can we do to change that so we get our hand raised the next time. Some big words that I think exonerated our team: camaraderie, commitment, perseverance, and dedication. Our team camaraderie was outstanding. We got guys from Cato, coach from Port Byron, coach from Cato, and we worked together like one cohesive unit, and it was amazing. Jack Lamson is getting amped up by Jared Lawrence before his match against Carl Santarillo from Marcellus, who's a state place finisher, and Jack goes out there and gets a W. And then what does he do? He turns right around and amps up Jared for his match, and Jared goes out and wrestles like a monster the rest of the day. These guys are from two different schools, two different polars of the weight classes, and they come together, and they're working really well. And just, you know, that you love to see that commitment. These guys are committed to the cause. 6 weeks of dedication so we could keep our sport going. Perseverance with the tough times of COVID. We just persevered and didn't let anything knock us off course or let us falter. And then we were just dedicated to making sure we were doing the right things at all times, you know. And with all that led us to having 0 COVID cases. It's just something I want to harp on is, you know, wrestling and basketball and football, they're all these high risk sports, but wrestling it's a 6-minute match with one other guy. We're wearing our mask, and it just shows that when we do the right things, we follow the protocols, we do our temperature checks, we get our weekly screenings, we do our health screenings, we wear our masks, we sanitize, we clean the mats, all the things we do, they work. And it's proven that here with 0 COVID cases that we can do what we love if we do it right. So I really want to give kudos to our guys for following all that. This team was just a pleasure to work with, and I wish the season was another 6 weeks. So that being said, we're going to go into our team awards. We have 3 team awards we'd like to give out. It's the Coaches Award, Most Improved Wrestler, and then Most Outstanding Wrestler. Our first award is our Coaches Award. This athlete is a pleasure to have in the room. Always works hard without being told to work hard. Right? There's always guys who, you know, they start to lose the energy in the room, and I have to remind them to, hey, let's keep it going, you know, amp them up. But this athlete, I don't need to do that. They're always working hard. They're always pushing themselves, and they always lift their teammates up. I'm really excited for what they can do next year. Our winner for the Coaches Award is Nolan Jackson. Nolan Jackson is a pleasure to have in the room. He's a junior this year. Next year is his senior year. I'm really excited for what he can do. So thank you, Nolan, for everything you're doing. And then our next award is our Most Improved Wrestler Award. This is going to a second-year wrestler who started wrestling last year as a freshman and really took a lot of lumps, but never faltered, didn't shy away from the sport, came right back in the room the next day and worked hard. And this year, he had to wrestle. His wrestling partners were Ethan Scanlon, who took 3rd in the section, Jared Lawrence, who took 5th in the section, Cameron Newhook, who was a sectional qualifier. Hammers, studs, right? And every day those are his practice partners, and he toughened it out. He never shied away from the competition. Ended up going the distance in a couple matches this year and was really close to getting some wins. We know what we need to improve on, and Raiden Yale is our winner of our Most Improved Wrestler Award. He has 2 years ahead of him, and with constant work and the effort I see him put in every day, I can see big things coming from Raiden. So thank you, Raiden. And then finally, our last award is our most outstanding wrestler. This award is going to Jared Lawrence. Jared Lawrence is a senior, but he is an outstanding wrestler. He's made great improvements each year that he's been here. This year, he's only lost to one wrestler from Marcellus, 1 point each time they wrestled in extremely close matches. Could have gone either way. But everybody else that's ran into him has ran into a wall, and he has pinned or majored every single wrestler he has wrestled this year. That is a pretty incredible feat. It is not that easy to pin everybody. It is, and he went out there and he pushed his will onto others. Incredibly tough mentally and physically, and his mindset is infectious. The way he talks to his teammates, and way he thinks, it rubs off on people, and it really does improve our team. So with that being said, Jared Lawrence is our most outstanding wrestler, and it was awesome to see him wrestle his last season here. Finally, thank you to our seniors, Cameron Newhook, Jared Lawrence, Joey Wells. We appreciate your time and your service to the team. Although this season was a little bit different, I'm glad that you guys were able to have your senior season. Your time with us has been extremely valuable, and we hope to make you proud in the future as a JE alum. I also want to thank the Jordan Elbridge community, Dan, Mark, Becca, the nurses, the J community, Vinny, the custodial staff, family members, everybody here that played a part to help us have a successful season. I just want to give a huge shout out to all of you. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have the season we have. Me and the young men and the other coaches need your support to do what we do. So thank you so much for that. Finally, my little spiel here, a little sellout here. Off-season wrestling has already started. If you're not aware, this is for anybody who wants to come. So varsity, JV, modified, and anybody interested in the sport of wrestling, you're more than welcome to enter the room as long as you follow the COVID protocols and get your COVID screening testing. We'll steal basketball players, soccer players, track and field, cross country, volleyball. It doesn't matter what sport you played, we will welcome you to the wrestling room gladly. Where it's in the pit right here in your own in your backyard in the middle school. When Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6 to 7:30, and then why? The off season is where we really train individual technique and skills for the next season, and then you also get to train with the best coaches in the biz, me. So it's really good time to learn individual skills. In season is a grind, and we kind of just go over the same technique and motions just to keep us well-rounded. But when we go in the off season, we get to really train those individual techniques, and it's a lot more fun to learn what kind of wrestler you are. So definitely get there when you have the free time. Remember, off season training makes in-season champions. And I always say, never settle. There's always better, right? The day you decide to take a day off, someone else will not take that day off and they will pass you. And this is a good way of looking at life more than wrestling, right? You can always apply this to any kind of aspect in your life. Just never settle. There's always better. You can always improve in anything that you're doing. But, thank you for your support. Thank you for everything everyone's been doing. Our season was short, but it was fun, and I appreciate everyone's time. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Nikki LaFleur and I coach the varsity cheerleaders. I would like to start by thanking everyone involved for enabling our athletes to do what they love during a global pandemic. I know it was a significant amount of hoops that we all needed to jump through to make this happen for all of them. Thank you, Mr. Statmiller, for saying yes whenever I needed anything. Thank you, Becca, for everything you did to get these sports going and continuing. Lastly, a special thanks to Serena Simmons for helping me navigate the many variables this season required. Once again, you were there to help us succeed. Before I get into my awards, I want to acknowledge all of my cheerleaders. This was hard. Even during a typical year, there's a lot more work that goes into what we do than most people realize. This year was no exception. I am so proud of each and every one of you for the effort and flexibility you all demonstrated. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. To my seniors, what an amazing journey we had to get to this point. It is a very, very hard thing to do to say goodbye to this group. They have been with me from the beginning of my coaching journey, some as far back as elementary school in our youth cheer program. I hope you all take the lessons and experiences we have shared and use them to build an amazing future. Now on to the awards. Basketball cheer. We may have not had spectators to cheer for, but all of you gave 100% to our teams every game. It was awesome to be a part of. My first award is my Roll With It trophy. From day one in my studio, this girl gave everything she had to cheer. She has been one of my most reliable girls I have ever coached. I truly cannot recall her missing a practice or a game in the 3 years she's been with me. It has been so inspirational to see her progression, and she will be missed. Roll With It goes to Amber Herman. Congratulations. Next is my rock steady. I cannot imagine what this journey would have been like without Riley Redmond. She has been with me from the beginning, and I have had the absolute joy of watching her grow in both cheer and in life. Watching you step forward into a leadership role this year has been inspiring. You've been part of a solid foundation for this program for years. I have been bouncing ideas off you longer than I can remember, and you always put the team before anything else. My rock steady, Riley Redmond.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our football awards ceremony. This is all F2 sports, and we're going to give out awards for our offensive, our defensive, and our special teams players of the year. The unique thing we do is we don't vote on it. We let the players themselves pick who they thought was the outstanding player. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about our season. As you know, with COVID, it was a different time and a different season. We've never played in March. I mean, I think the kids enjoyed the differences. I think they enjoyed getting back out on the field. Our season, as far as success is measured in a lot of different ways. I mean, we saw growth from our team. I mean, towards the end of the year, we had freshmen and sophomores starting to fight for playing time. We had brand new players come out for the first time because of the difference in seasons. And we were thankful that we got 7 or 8 of the soccer players to come and join us. And they were an experience. They were great. Overall, win-loss, it wasn't a great year for us. But looking forward and thinking about the guys coming back, we're excited about next year. Coach Ashodi is now going to talk to you about the Offensive Player of the Year voted on by the team.
Oh, the big boy, see. Oh, I didn't know that. No, you can't.
The Offensive Player of the Year is Caleb DeCola. He was voted preseason captain of the team by his peers as well. Caleb is the junior quarterback for the team, and he is a leader on and off the field. A lot of the underclassmen look up to him, and he spends extra time working with all the players. Up next is the Defensive Player of the Year by Coach Bucci.
I'd like to congratulate Seth Gelling on winning Defensive Player of the Year. Seth's been a leader on the defense. He's one of the hardest hitters we got, one of the best tacklers we got. He's been coaching him for 2 years, and he's shown a lot of growth, and he's definitely been a leader on the team, as well as bringing that defensive unit home. And for special teams will be Coach Brannick.
This season's MVP for special teams came to us as a first-year football player. His primary fall sport was soccer. Due to having a spring football season to make up for 2020, this gave us the opportunity to have him try out for football. He came out to practice and was eager to learn the sport of football. He quickly adjusted to his sport and learned his assignments. He respected his coaches and fellow teammates and always worked hard. He took what he learned during practice and executed it during the game days. His hard work and play was quickly noticed by his coaches and his teammates. With that said, this season's special teams MVP is Kevin Shiramonte. Now Coach Fiacchi will be back.
Oh, coaches, thank you. As you can see, all my coaches are vested. They worked hard. We are looking forward to next season, and hopefully you'll be there with us. Whether you have senior kids, junior, sophomore, or freshman, we're looking for a fan base to push us through and have another great year. Thank you very much.
Good evening. Hi, I'm Robin Smart, and since 1986, I've coached over 50 teams at JE, and this 16th volleyball season has definitely been the most memorable. When it was official we were going to be able to have some sort of season, I was so excited for the team, especially the seniors. I wasn't sure who needed the season more, me or the players. Well, turns out I think we all did. Me, the players, their families, and the school community. I couldn't imagine how a volleyball season would look or feel like in a pandemic. The girls followed the safety guidelines, wore their masks, and were fortunate to play a lot of volleyball. 10 matches in all, which totaled 39 sets. Every day I would remind the team how blessed we were to be playing, and then I would tell them to go wash their hands. The limitations on spectators was tough, but at the same time, the live streams of the matches were a great addition to the season. It was nice getting home and rehashing the matches with Mr. Smart, who I think became the team's biggest fan. Besides playing during a pandemic, this season was quite different. Instead of being the team that was always trying to upset the better teams, we were now the undefeated team everyone was trying to beat. The Eagles completed their season with an impressive 9-1 overall record. JE's only loss was in a final set against Phoenix, 27-29. Before presenting awards this evening, I'd like to introduce our team, each of them contributing to a successful season. Our freshman, Abby Ahern. Abby is not only a competitive natural athlete, but possesses a willingness to learn and improve. She had 43 kills on the season, 73 service points, and 27 aces. Ava Hildebrand. Ava is one of the quiet ones, but she can serve, set, hit, and dig. The sophomores. Taylor Eaton. Taylor will be a player to keep your eye on for the upcoming season. She is a strong hitter and defensively will chase down any ball to get it back in play. We can't wait to see what she brings to the team in the fall. Sarah Lane. Sarah's setting was outstanding this season. She not only had 118 assists, but she was one of JE's top servers with 126 points and 36 aces. Her most impressive ace was at APW to win the match 29-27. The juniors. Madeline Mott. Maddie is an ambitious player and puts in great effort to improve her skills. We look forward to seeing what she brings in the upcoming season. Val Reith. Val is truly a team player. She possesses an anything for the good of the team attitude. She has the ability, knowledge, and desire to play just about any position. Gabriella Smart. Gabriella led the team at the net with her strong hitting. She ended the season with 47 kills. She was also one of JE's top servers with an 87% average. Carrie Williams. Carrie was always ready and confident to step onto the court at any position. She served 100% 5 times and had her best game of the season at Mexico with 5 consecutive service points for our comeback win. And now, the seniors. Liz, Paige, Gabby, and Montana. Liz Barzeski. Liz was our libero. That's the player who was responsible to dig up opponents' hits. This season, she grabbed 68 of them. Liz also was a nice step-in server, and her best night was at Weedsport when she went 12 for 12 with 9 service points and 4 aces. Paige Lane. Paige was our captain and the strength and character of the team. She was one of those players that you want to handle the ball as much as possible. She led the team in total points through serving and kills, totaling 161. Montana Sheriff. Montana was a sturdy, aggressive player at the net. She enjoyed attacking the opponent's overpasses. Her best serving performance was during our comeback win against Cato when she went 8 for 9. Gabrielle Skotniski. Gabby was a first-year volleyball player. Her attitude and team support was refreshing, and she was a great addition and asset to the success of our season. At this time, I'd like to present the team's Most Outstanding Player Award. This honor is presented to the player that possesses not only the top stats and skills, but to the individual who is relied upon to lead the team with character on and off the court. In addition to being an all-around outstanding teammate and, of course, a very coachable athlete, she also led her team with a few stats. She was 91% accurate with her serving, going 159 for 175 attempts. She had 126 service points, 56 aces, 35 kills, and 67 digs. I believe everyone will agree that this individual is an all-around impressive young lady, on and off the court. It is my honor and privilege to present this year's Most Outstanding Player Award to our senior captain, number 14, Paige Lane. Congratulations, Paige. At this point, you may have thought this presentation was just about over, but it's not. I would like to talk a little bit about the sport and the team season. Varsity volleyball plays the best out of 5 sets. Each set goes to 25, points are scored on every serve, and you have to win by 2. Although JE defeated 5 opponents 3 straight sets, they had some hard-fought matches too. 3 times they were down 2-set losses and came back to win their match. JE's league record was 6-0, and their overall record was 9-1. As a team, they earned the title of Northwest League champions. Individually, they earned several league honors. At honorable mention, Taylor Eaton and Carrie Williams. At second team, Liz Bartoszewski, Ava Hildebrand, and Montana Sheriff. At first team, Abby Ahern, Sarah Lane, and Gabriella Smart. And the All-League Player of the Year, Paige Lane. In closing, I'd like to congratulate both the JV and varsity volleyball teams for their 9-1 seasons. Now for our thank yous. Thank you to the parents, families, and administration for supporting the program and athletes. Thank you to our school nurses, Heather Clark and Jessica Strong, for handling our weekly 7:30 a.m. COVID testing. Thank you to our trainer, Becca, for her COVID safety guidance, as well as her sideline team support. A special thank you to Jim Sherman for taking great photos. Without them, I'm not sure how I would have been able to create this presentation to honor our athletes. The best of luck to our seniors, Liz, Paige, Gabby, and Montana. For the returning players, I'm looking forward to our fall season, which starts in just 4 short months. See you then. Thank you, Coach Smart.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Coach Hannon, and I'm here to present the awards tonight for boys and girls varsity indoor track. Just wanted to say a few words about the season before we get started. By any measure, this was the most unconventional season that I've ever had. Never thought I'd be running indoor track meets on the outdoor track, and really had no idea what to expect going into it. I wasn't sure how this was going to work, and it worked out about as well as it possibly could have. Weather cooperated for the most part. Kids had positive attitudes. It worked really hard. A lot of positive energy on the team this year. Smaller numbers than we like, as always. I always want more bodies, but we made the most of it and fielded some pretty competitive teams. And I also wanted to thank Coach Honors for joining me this season as my assistant coach. He had some big shoes to fill after Coach Roman retired, and he did a great job in his first season at the helm with me. So thanks for that. So I wanted to start with the boys team. Like I said, small team. I've never had a team that was literally 50% throwers. That was a new one for me. But I did like seeing the competitiveness over at the throwing circle every day. And I like seeing the hard work that those guys put in. I wanted to present the coaches award first. And this award goes to someone who did pretty much everything for us. He tried high jumping. He's hurdled. He's long jumped. I'm pretty sure he can triple jump. He can run any relay that we need him to run. And he has scored points, the bulk of our points this season on the track, and pretty much as a jack of all trades. And my coach's award this year goes to Nolan Jackson. So congratulations, Nolan, on a great season. And I'm glad we'll see you back out on the track next week for outdoor. For the MVP award, this will not come as a surprise to anybody. This kid is a tireless worker. He's my team captain, pretty much my right hand. Always make sure people are where they need to be, make sure that equipment gets picked up, just make sure that we have what we need. Is always offering to help any way that he can. Has been a mentor and a positive example for his teammates the whole way. And in our last meet, we were only able to compete in the weight throw one time this year for safety concerns. Some of the schools don't have the right equipment for it. And in his one and only opportunity on a wet circle, this person broke his own school record by almost 2 feet in the weight throw, and is looking to continue his career next fall at the University of Buffalo with their track team. So the MVP award this year goes to Tyler Spencer. Congratulations, Tyler, again. And again, looking forward to seeing you compete your senior year outdoors. Congratulations. For the girls team was very competitive. Without any scouting reports available, without any information on other teams, we lost a 3-point lost by 3 in our first meet to West Hill. It was frustrating, but again, neither one of us knew anything about the other team, so we weren't quite sure what we had. We followed that up with a 2-point loss to Skinny Atlas over spring break. We were missing a few people. They were missing a few people. Again, no scouting reports. We did come back and avenge that loss, though. The girls picked up their first win over Skinny Atlas in my career. It's been 11 years of outdoor track and about or 10 years of indoor as well. So that was a big win for the girls. Everybody contributed. Literally every single girl on the team scored points that meet. And we still had a couple people out with injuries. So being an already small team and having a couple injuries was not ideal, but they pushed through and really showed their true colors. And they were definitely responded like athletes. So very proud of the effort that they put in this season. My coach's award goes to someone who also is a jack of all trades for the girls team. She's thrown the shot put, she long jumps, she hurdles, short hurdles and the longer hurdles. She's run cross country for us in the past and done very well. And she's a senior. Unfortunately, she's graduating as well. But my coach's award goes to Clara Derby. So congratulations, Clara. And last but not least, my MVP award. I always say that availability is the best ability, and this person is just never misses anything. She's always around, always working hard, never misses practice, just pushes through injuries and, if she can, and is just one of the most dependable people. She pulls double duty. As I'm recording this, she was busy placing third at nationals in a horse jumping contest in Georgia. So she's been balancing quite a few things this week. But the one person that I can count on to run whatever events I need her to and to score in those events and pick up big points for us her entire career is also a senior that I'm going to miss dearly and is also a team captain. My MVP award goes to Hannah Fichter. So congratulations, everyone. It's been a pleasure to coach all of you, and I'm looking forward to doing it again next year. Have a good night.
All right, I'd like to thank all the coaches for their work and dedication to tonight's virtual ceremony. This is certainly different than how we've done it in years past, and a lot of learning curves have gone into shifting into this virtual world that we are now currently living in. Speaking of virtual world, I'd also like to recognize Steve Mendrick, our Director of Technology, and all of his crew for all the hard work they've done getting us up and running on our YouTube page at the high school sports and middle school sports. We are going to continue to stream events at the stadium for spring sports, and we will continue to stream anything that is in the gymnasiums. But right now, our capabilities are only at the stadium for outside. I know a lot of people have asked about baseball and softball, and right now we don't have the capabilities to stream those things. We don't have hardwired internet and power at those venues that are further away from the building. So we are still looking into other ways, and I've gotten a lot of positive feedback on the streaming. So we do look to continue that even post-pandemic where we are able to. So again, I'd like to thank everybody for coming tonight. It's been a remarkable season. Again, a season that I don't think any of us saw coming. When we got that authorization on a Friday, I remember the extreme joy throughout the building, and the whole climate of our school changed when they brought back these high-risk sports. So we're going to continue to offer what we can, and we will continue to do it safely. Again, thank you everybody for tuning in tonight, and hope to see you out on the spring athletic venues. Good night, everybody.